You can make all sorts of pizzas in the Festa Pizza oven, Neapolitan, Detroit style, but one of the most popular pizzas that people like to eat is New York style, and it's what I'm accustomed to making most often. So let's go ahead and start with that. I'll show you how I make it. And remember, I'm not a New York pizza chef. I am a self-taught pizzaolo who's learned like you're learning here by watching somebody else do it. I haven't been to a 3-week long class in Italy to learn how to make pizza. Completely self-taught. So we'll start by just dusting our stone. You can just use a cutting board if you don't have a stone like I do. That's what I usually use. Again, it's important to remember that with your dough, you start round to stay round. So we're going to just lightly coat the dough with flour here so that it doesn't stick to our hands. And we're going to stay soft with our hands, and we're going to stay away from the crust. We don't want to push the air out of the crust. We want the crust to rise and be nice and fluffy and crunchy. So I like to just press my dough down in the middle, straight down, not pushing it out towards the edge. You want a nice even crust in the middle. If it gets too thin, you'll puncture it when you're cooking it, and I do that still. Once I get it to about 12 inches, I'll start to turn it, putting it on my wrists like this and stretching it with my thumbs. When dough is room temperature, it is really easy to stretch. And you can see, with very little effort, I've been able to stretch my dough. I'll use the rest, I'll stretch it to the 16-inch diameter on the pizza screen itself to make sure I don't overstretch my dough, which is easy to do. If you're not used to kind of feeling your way to 16 inches in size, a lot of people who make pizza for a living, they can stretch dough to 16 or 18 or 20 inches with their eyes closed. Okay, then I like to add a little bit of olive oil around the perimeter and even across the pizza, and use my silicone brush to even out that olive oil, which serves as a browning agent and also just adds flavor to the pizza. Now I'm using all store-bought ingredients because I just didn't have time today to make any of my homemade ingredients. And sometimes when you buy it from the store, the convenience is just so much better and you don't have a lot of time. So you kind of stick to that plan. Although I would say making things homemade eliminates some of the artificial flavors. And here's my dog. Even my dog here, Bogey, loves pizza. He's kind of has free range here. Actually, what he's hoping for is that I drop some toppings or I drop some cheese and he picks it up. He knows when I'm making pizza that something's likely going to fall on the floor. Okay. When I have more time, I like to shave or shred my own mozzarella. It just doesn't contain that cellulose, which is that non-stick agent that they put on shredded cheese. So if you can, you've got the time, shred your own cheese. It's going to be cheaper for you and healthier for you. We're going to make a meat lover's pizza with some pepperoni and sausage. I like an even distribution of toppings. It's almost like a canvas, it's like a piece of art. You can make shapes and different things with your ingredients if you want. Oops. We'll add some sausage. Typically, we like to. Oh, there goes some sausage, and Bogey was the lucky beneficiary of that sausage rolling off the pizza. Now he's just going to stick around here and hope that I do it again. All right, with that, oh, there's another one I dropped for Bogey. With that, we'll go ahead and go to the pizza oven. slide the pizza into the oven. It's always best to stop the rotating stone by just pushing the button in the middle. Making sure that the screen and the pizza are kind of centered on the stone, and then go ahead and starting it. And we're off to the races. It's important to remember not to leave your pizza unattended. It will take about 3 to 4 minutes to cook. Now, fortunately, because of the rotating stone, you don't have to watch your pizza nearly as closely as you would if you didn't have a rotating stone. And that's one of the big benefits of the Festa oven. So the perfect undercarriage on a pizza is really, there's a fine line between a perfectly cooked undercarriage or underbelly of the pizza and a burnt pizza. And you just have to be able to know and see it, that when it starts to change a brown color, that you're getting close to the end, and really start to watch it. So I would say if the pizza it takes 4 minutes to cook, really pay more close attention to the pizza for those last 2 minutes. And don't worry, there are going to be times where you burn your pizza. I still burn pizza. I've been doing this for a long time and still burn pizzas periodically. Now, to check the undercarriage, we're going to slide the peel right underneath between the pizza and the screen, and go about halfway and just lift up and look and peek underneath and see if you're getting any color. We're starting to get a little bit of brown, and we can see that you're starting to get brown in the crust as well. So in order to slow down the top of the pizza from cooking, I'm going to just turn off the top burner, and I'm going to let the bottom of the pizza kind of catch up to where the top's at. That's one of the great things about the Festa oven, is that no bake when you're making pizza is the same. Conditions change. Sometimes it's the external environment, and you can have wind in one case and not in another. In some cases, you're cooking in the middle of winter. In other cases, in the dead heat of summer. And you'll be able to make course corrections as you cook your pizza in order to make sure that you get a good product every time you cook. Look how full the crust looks on this pizza. And it's getting a nice brown crust. Now, if you really want to have no flop on your pizza, then you have to really make sure that the bottom of the pizza is really brown, and it'll stand up. It won't flop on you. So we're just going to pay really close attention. I don't think I need to do anything top. Probably don't need to turn the top burner back on. It's cooking. The top is cooking with the residual heat that's just coming from the stone. We'll give the undercarriage one more check. Looks really good. So we'll go ahead and pull this pizza right out. I'll pull it out with screen and all. It's a beautiful pizza.